Obviously, good win against a physical team. That was a very physical game. Way more physical than the previous 2 weeks. So, good job by our defensive assistant coaches and defensive players. Just came up with stop after stop after stop. You know, we gave up a really poor kickoff return to them. They had great field position. They brought Doug Griffin in to hurt us, and then got that fumble. That was a huge, huge play at that point in time, getting that fumble. And then, you know, we just kept fighting, kept grinding away. We were down to basically, with Devontae Jones out, 2 corners, played the entire game. And you got to give a lot of credit, you know, even though they weren't stressed until the end. But Trey Walton and Dante Carey played well. Obviously, Trey Walton had the pick late. So really came down to, on the defensive side, our D-line. Matt Judon, Frank Boenzi, Isaiah Dunning, Matt Mosley nicked up and brought in some other guys, our linebackers. Like, you know, we really stopped the run, obviously. You know, 20 total rushing yards and really harassed the quarterback who was in there. So special teams not good enough. We got some work to do. We got a punt block, which set them up for their field goal. Our kickoff squad gives up one. We try to squib it. When we try to squib it, we kick it straight to a frontline guy. All right, give him the ball in the 50. In our kickoff return team, there was penalties at a rapid rate, and you know, all those things. So I thought our offense, you know, they were bringing an immense amount of pressure, so it was very difficult to run the ball. You know, Heath was under some duress for getting some bad snaps in the first half, but I think, you know, Heath stood in there and threw the ball and, you know, made enough plays, obviously, in the first half to get us, you know, the 2 touchdowns. And then I thought it was just huge in the fourth quarter that we were backed up, and it felt like they had great field position for most of the third quarter. We were able to get enough third down conversions and move the chains enough, just have enough pitching and catching to swing the field. And then our punt team twice executes a huge, you know, pinning them inside the 10, and that just, you know, with them having to go 95 yards and that much success, you know, I knew we were in good shape with 2 scores. So here's what it is. We're got to see where we're at from an injury perspective, but that's the kind of win. It's just kind of one of those wins. It wasn't necessarily pretty all the time. We kind of gutted it out, and we have a defense that's playing that well. You know, it's hard in modern college football to hold somebody at 3 points. That's hard. So ton of credit to our defense for getting it done.
What was it that you were looking at that you got that perhaps you didn't expect from their offense in this one?
That's a great question. You know, they came out with a new personnel group with Doug Griffin that we struggled with on the one drive, you know, until the fumble occurred. You know, that was definitely new, running, and they were moving the pocket a little bit more than maybe we had practiced, you know, but most of the traditional run game with Desmond Martin, I thought we had a good plan heading into that, and we did a good job stopping him. You know, he didn't have a ton, and he's a good tailback, so, you know, and yeah, but other than that, you know, I think too, Paul Werner's a good coach. They lost 2 linemen, maybe 3 for sure. They had 2 of their offensive linemen go down, so obviously they're a little banged up on their side of the ball too.
Matt, could you sense this game? You know, they were averaging like 400 yards, total yards, and you know, I'm looking at this. They had 92 going in the last minute of the game. I think they just barely went over 100 or something like that.
Over 100 last drive.
Could you sense that you were dominating in this game? You know.
We just wanted to keep playing fast and physical. We knew coming in, watching their film, that they was a physical. They had a physical offensive line, and they like to run the ball. I mean, they're really not a passing team, even though they do try. You have to have a little bit of balance, but they like to get behind their pass and run the ball. So we just knew we had to play physical in front.
Had there been anything that showed that their quarterback's susceptible to fumbles? I didn't see any stats on that, but you know, stripped them nice and twice in the red zone.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. You know, it'd be interesting. I know we ran a pressure on the one in the first half where we got him, and then the second half, you know, Doug Griffin's not as much a third down quarterback, and that was a third down situation, and we really got some guys back into his lap, and, you know, we lost the ball. So I don't know if there's anything coming in the film that we necessarily talked about that he was the type of quarterback that was going to cough it up.
You know what happened in the start of the third quarter was that you guys had pretty efficient offense in the first half, and then started third quarter. I think they had 3 sacks on you in the first 2 possessions.
Well, yeah, they started bringing a little more pressure there in the second half, and that's pretty good defense. We knew going in it was gonna be a sloppy game where there wasn't gonna be clean looks. There was gonna be some plays that, you know, we were gonna have to kind of deal with. Obviously, I still think we left some points out there. 17 points is not good enough. Luckily, our defense kind of bailed us out tonight. So, you know, they did a good job. Good defense, like I said. I'll give them credit. And good coaching staff. So, but we got to clean some things up and definitely have to play better next week. So.
And Matt, just as far as the defense goes, every game, really throughout the course of the season, you guys have been able to create turnovers. How important has that been in your last 3 wins?
It's been real important, and when you start creating turnovers, you just go out there and have fun. It's kind of like you trying to focus on turnovers. You kind of just focus on being in your gap and doing what you're coached to do, but in results, all that stuff, playing fast, physical, and having fun out there, you are forcing turnovers.
Is this a good step for you? Is this,
Yeah, I mean, I think we knew that this was going to be an opponent that, and it was a physical opponent. We talked to our guys about that, and they beat a nationally ranked Carson Newman team. I'd see today was 4-1 heading into today. So, yeah, I mean, it was a game that we knew our defense was going to need to stop the run, and they did that. We did that. So we got another tough task, obviously. We got to go up and play Michigan Tech, who's going to be ranked in the top 25 undefeated, have a road game. So it doesn't get any easier, but at least there's some confidence, I think, starting to brew within this building. And now it's more of a check with the trainers, see what our injuries are like, and see how many, start getting some guys back, making sure we got everybody as we head up north.
can you sense that too, Pete? I mean, is there confidence building?
I think so. I think winning builds confidence. And, chemistry, team chemistry. When you're losing, when you're 0-3, it's not very fun, and some guys get mad at each other. But, I think the past 3 weeks, I hope we've built confidence. I think we have. We need to keep building that, though, because like Coach Mitch said, it's not going to get any easier.
Kurt Spencer?
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to see what it is. It's some type of a foot injury. Maybe an ankle sprain, I don't know. So I'll check with those guys and see where we're at. I'll probably know more on Monday at the press conference.
Your defensive backfield looked like they improve every game, but they kind of made a big jump tonight.
Yeah, well, we were shorthanded too. Devontae Jones was out. I guess he used the word concussion. Wasn't able to play, so we had 2 corners. Nobody rotating. We were kind of holding our breath.
McCallum guy, he's a redshirt freshman, but he looked like he had a good game. Is it
Trey Walton?
28,
Trey Walton.
Yeah.
No, he did good. I mean, he was under some pressure, and especially he started throwing the ball a bit better there, in the fourth quarter. So, yeah, and we put a lot more pressure on Deontay Hurst. Deontay Hurst has gone away from being a nickel or an outside linebacker. He's basically moved to safety, and so we're putting more pressure on him and those guys. So, yeah, they did a good job of keeping the ball in front of them, which we had not done at all, really. And it also helps too when you look at the flow of the game. There weren't a lot of runs that were breaking to the second level of our defense. So again, that was a great job by our defensive line linebackers and keeping the thing in front of them that it wasn't getting to those guys to put them in those positions where they could potentially get exposed.
As far as your punt coverage, Coach, it seems like every game he's making plays for you guys, pinning them back deep. What can you say about him?
Well, Chris is an excellent punter. I think a guy got his hand in there. I'll have to take a look at it. We got 1 block, so we got that cleaned up. But that formation that we use and the type of punt that we use to pin them down, and we work on that every week. And it's been Trey Walton, a redshirt freshman, doing it, and Pecano's doing it. We've executed it every single week. We've executed it. So, I mean, those guys went out there in 2 critical situations, executed that play to help set up our defense, and that's something that Chris is really good at that. He has a different approach he kind of uses on the punt, but he's very good. Gets a pin in there, and did a great job for our defense.